Hello, everyone. Welcome to this new installment of the Wrestling Analyst. After a hiatus of about maybe 4 weeks, I'm back. Just reassess what I was doing a little bit, see if it was relevant, and see if I could maybe change a little bit the way I'm doing my videos instead of just taking match after match, just giving my opinion on what happens in the world of WWE universe right now. So this is my first video from the new and improved, I hope, Wrestling Analyst. So here we go. Okay, so first of all, let's just come back on the Wrestlemania weekend with Stand and Deliver and Wrestlemania itself. So at Stand and Deliver, I was let's see. Um, Grayson Waller is the no Wesley retained, so that I was wrong on that one. Gallus retained, so I was wrong on that one. Uh, Indy Artwell won, so I was wrong on that one. uh, I thought the Schism would win, so I was wrong on that one too. So I was 0 for 4, and I got two predictions right out of six, which were Isla Dawn and Alba Fire winning the titles, and Carmelo Hayes winning the NXT Championship. Great show, by the way. Uh, Isla Dawn and Alba Fire should dominate the women's division in NXT for a couple of months at least, I hope. And Mello and Breaker, since then, they had a double turn. So we'll see where it goes. Uh, there was NXT spring breaking or something like that last Tuesday. Didn't watch it yet. We'll watch it right after I do this video. But I expect Braun Breaker to probably be called up on the main roster. I'll be back. I'll come back to the draft later in this video. WrestleMania itself on the first night, I was right about one, two. Well, I was right about four match out of seven on the Saturday, and I was right about three out of six on Sunday. The ones I got right was Austin Theory, Seth Rollins, and Rhea Ripley, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn on the Saturday. And on the Sunday, I was right about Brock Lesnar beating Omos. I was right about Rousey and Baszler, and I was right about Gunther. So it's a little bit late now to come back big with a big analysis on WrestleMania. The thing that pissed me off the most was Asuka losing to Bianca Belair, because in my opinion, Asuka is a better wrestler than Bianca Belair. And by the way, I will have a chronicle in the coming weeks about what, in my opinion, makes a good or a great wrestler. There's 5 points that makes a good wrestler, and I'll come back to that in the future chronicle. But the thing that pissed me off about Asuka losing at WrestleMania is not the loss itself. I was expecting her to win. It's just that they changed her persona to be that more vicious, more dangerous, more everything. And in my opinion, it was all thrown in the garbage at WrestleMania. We haven't seen Asuka since then again. What's going to happen? Is Asuka going to attack Bianca at Backlash. We'll see. That could be what's going to happen. We don't know. Maybe she was injured in the match or something, and that's why she lost. Or I don't know. But anyway, enough on that for now. Um, the other thing that surprised me a lot, and it shouldn't have, is Roman retaining the title. They want to have Roman do 1,000 days as champion, and the fact is, uh, it's going to lead to the one that's going to beat Roman is going to have, first of all, a hell of a match. Second of all, uh, it's gonna take another faction to counter the effect of the bloodline. But anyway, I digress. Uh, Apart from that, WrestleMania was great. Uh, Kevin and Sammy winning the title, and the first time the tag team titles were in the main event of a WrestleMania is huge. Two compatriots of mine, so kudos to them. Uh, Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre was a hell of a match. It was brutal and everything. Almost Lesnar. I expected Brock to win, and that's to maybe push him further. And the thing is that him attacking Cody afterwards on the next night, leading to the match at Backlash, um, that's going to be, I think, a way for Cody to get a big win at Backlash to go back after Roman, maybe at SummerSlam. Eventually, we'll see. So enough right now about WrestleMania. I want to talk about the new title that was introduced. I'll just take a minute or two about the new title that was introduced. Uh, that's simply because they don't want to take any titles off Roman Reigns right now. So they're making another title, which I think it's 3 times now in maybe in the last 30 years, or not even 30 years, maybe 20 years. It's the third time now, at least, that they have uh, merged the titles and just create another title to separate them after. It's like they did it when Chris Jericho won the undisputed title. They did it with Randy Orton and John Cena back a couple of years, some years ago, and they did it with last year with Roman and Brock, creating the WWE Universal Heavyweight title, and now they're coming back with a World Championship. So eventually, look for in the future that somebody is going to unify those titles again, and but that's WWE for you anyway. So Roman, I expect Roman to stay on SmackDown. Okay. Sorry. So I expect Roman to stay on SmackDown. So that title will be probably on Raw. Like I said, I'll come back to the draft after and say what I think should happen. Uh, so that title, like I said, that new World Heavyweight Championship is probably going to be the title for Monday Night Raw, because since SmackDown is on Fox, it has a bigger viewership and everything. It is becoming the flagship show. SmackDown is becoming the flagship over Raw because it's on a bigger network. Uh, so my guess is that Roman is going to stay on SmackDown, and they want a world title on Raw. Now, who's going to get that title? if they want Cody to keep going after Roman, Cody's going to go to SmackDown. Well, or let's say Cody's going to follow Roman. So if Roman goes on Raw, Cody will stay on Raw. If Roman's drafted to SmackDown, Cody's going to go at SmackDown. If they want Cody to go after Roman, if they want Cody to be separated from Roman and maybe have the two biggest star probably in the company right now on the same on different brands, well, look for maybe well, they didn't announce it, but I think they're going to make a tournament to determine the first heavyweight champion, and the final is probably going to be Cody versus Seth Rollins or Finn Balor. We'll see how it develops. I don't want to go too far on this right now. So the new heavyweight title is just to create a title for the brand that's not going to have Roman Reigns. Let's talk about the WWE draft that starts tomorrow. First of all, time to shake things up. And they say that everyone is available. Now, I know they won't go that route, okay? But the thing is, one thing I would do, I think it's time for that. Do they have the time slot for that? I don't know. Okay. But I would make SmackDown. I know I'm going to have some backlash on that. Yeah, backlash with the show that's coming. But I know I'm going to have backlash on that. But they should extend SmackDown to 3 hours. To have the same amount of time for both brands to sell their wrestlers. WWE has more than enough wrestlers to fill 6 hours of programming, 3 hours on each brand. I know right now that they're using the Bloodline on both Raw and SmackDown. They're using Cody on probably sometimes on Raw and SmackDown. They're using the Judgment Day on both. Everything is going to change starting tomorrow because they will go back to being two separate brands. They always do that around WrestleMania, around Survivor Series. They always start to mingle the two brands, and then after WrestleMania, they go back to separate brands. So, thing is, like I was saying, I would extend SmackDown to 3 hours to give more time for feuds, for matches, for storylines, and of course, have more meat on the bones in the storylines. Are they going to do it? Not yet. Will they do it eventually? I don't know. But I hope they go that route eventually. I know SmackDown has always been a 2-hour show, Raw, but Raw was a 2-hour show back maybe 15 years, 20 years ago. It was a 2-hour show when it started, Raw. They extended it to 3 hours. So why wouldn't they do it for SmackDown and extend it to 3 hours? Asking the question is answering it, in my opinion. That would give more time for the women of SmackDown to have more storylines for the SmackDown Women's Division. Another thing I would do in the draft is introducing mid-card titles for singles titles for women. Third thing I would do is create a real, and I put the emphasis on real tag team division for the women on Raw and SmackDown. So what this would mean is bring uh, Katana Chance and Caden Carter up. Would have meant bringing Toxic Attraction up. Now they're split it up, but doesn't matter. They can just go up together as a tag team on either Raw or SmackDown. I know they just won the tag team titles, but I would bring up Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Create real tag teams. Natalia and Shotzi, they're calling themselves the Badass Baddies or something like that. Why not? That would be good for both of them to maybe win a tag team gold. And they want to, of course, Baszler and Rousey. That's our tag team. They could be called the MMA artist, whatever. Just throwing a name like that. Because I know Rousey, when she comes back from injury, and Baszler, they're the next tag champs over Raquel and Liv. I'm pretty sure of that. I'm pretty sure about that. And you always have Damage Control, Io and Dakota Kai. So you could build a tag team division around maybe those 6 teams. Why not? Liv and Raquel. They could stay a tag team. Deville and Green. They could stay a tag team as well. So you would have 8 tag teams right there that could start a real tag team division in the women. And I would not push it so far as to uh, have 2 separate tag team titles for the women right now, because they would get lost, unfortunately. And the tag team division of the women right now, unfortunately, because there's so much potential in that. I always loved tag team wrestling. Uh, the first 6, 7, let's say the first 9 years of my career, almost, let's say the first 10 years. Okay, let's take the first 10 years of my own career. Uh, I wrestled the majority of the time as a tag team. I always loved tag team. And then the last 5 years, I was a singles wrestler. But I always loved tag team wrestling. There's so much potential in that for storytelling, for heat, for heel heat, for face heat, and everything. There's so much potential in there, and it's a crime that it's not exploited as much as it could be in WWE. So, anyway, um, so for the draft, uh, I hope that after the draft, they get more people, they give more people more storyline, more storylines than they have right now. Having the 2 separated brands and being very separated completely will do that. So look for some people that you don't see much right now shine. So are we going to see some teams being broken up at the draft? Well, or factions being broke down at the draft. That could happen. First team that comes to my mind is Alpha Academy. Otis and Chad Gable, my guess is that they're going to be separated. Otis is going to go with Maxine Dupree and the Maximum Male Models. Are the Maximum Male Models going to stay a team? Probably, because right now the only thing going with them is that storyline with Otis and Chad Gable. That's going to transform into a little feud between Gable and Otis, and I hope that they do something good with Chad Gable after that. That guy is so underrated. I hope they give him a U.S. title run or something. I hope they do something good with Chad Gable after. Uh, I'm looking maybe for the Street Profits to be separated too. Uh, maybe not now, but maybe there's going to be maybe they're going to be drafted together, but during the year they're going to split up. So look for that. Is Judgment Day going to be separated? I don't know. Is well, we'll see how it goes. So hopefully, not too many factions are separated. My dog is bugging me right now. What do you want? What do you want? Qu'est-ce que tu veux? So anyway, Rhea going to go back with the SmackDown title to Raw, stay with Judgment Day, and Bianca Belair going to go SmackDown with the Raw title, so they can do like they did a couple of years ago with Becky. I think it was Becky and Charlotte. They just swapped titles so that they go back to their respective brands. Maybe. So if Bianca Belair goes to SmackDown, look for the Street Profits to go to SmackDown as well. So in essence, I hope that Judgment Day won't get separated, because that's one of the best things going right now on Raw. And I expect them to stay on Raw. If Roman and the Bloodline move to Raw, well, I expect Judgment Day to move to SmackDown. The whole Judgment Day. I would hate to see them being broken up by the draft. So that's it for now. Enjoy the draft. There's Backlash this weekend. I won't do any predictions on that one because I'm far from ready for that. Maybe I'll do some predictions on the Saturday during the day. I'll see, but I don't think so, because I'm working overtime Saturday, so I will arrive too late to do videos for my predictions. So anyway, hope to see you soon. Hope you like the new format of the Wrestling Analyst. I'll do takes like that. I'll try to do takes like that maybe every once or twice a week, with opinions, with maybe, like I said, a chronicle on a wrestler with my 5 points of what makes a great wrestler. So anyway, see you soon. Enjoy SmackDown tomorrow. Enjoy Backlash on Saturday, and I'll see you around.